Hi, so Simone weil, The Need for Roots is the book. She argues about 14 needs of the soul. Want to talk about equality versus hierarchy, right? As the previous video, these are two kind of opposing ideas that she tries to find some sort of balance or equilibrium of. Effectively, she argues that the difference between two individuals should imply no difference in the degree of respect you offer those individuals, which I think is fair enough. And the reason for that is she thinks that someone that occupies some sort of inferior position in society, it often converts that feeling of, let's say, incapacity to bitterness and distaste towards either people that are deemed superior or society in general, which leads to antisocial behavior, crime, all that nasty stuff. So what does equality look like in practice? She argues that for something called equality of opportunity, not equality of outcome. So equality of outcome would be where we all experience the same sort of outcome. So we get the same amount of money, same job, same status, so on and so forth. She thinks that's unrealistic and not healthy either. She believes in something called equality of opportunity, which is that any baby born onto this earth has the same chance of becoming XYZ as another baby. So the way she put it is a labourer's son has the same chance as being a minister as a minister does being a labourer, And this fluidity in social hierarchy, she thinks, is kind of conducive to a happy society. So hierarchy, right? I needed the soul, really. I had a bit of distaste when I heard this term. I don't really like hierarchy. I don't like being told what to do, so on and so forth. But when I reflect upon my own life, I realized that there's certain hierarchical systems I've been happy to engage in and ones that I've kind of outright rejected, right? And what's the difference there? So she thinks that hierarchy is, one, inevitable, but it's also actually conducive to well-being. And the reason for that is this kind of aspiration towards ascending towards the top. Gives humans purpose, it gives them a mission, gives them a reason to engage in society, etc. But when hierarchy is done right, it needs to come in tandem with responsibility and risk. So she argues that an employer who does wrong by their employee should be punished more harshly than the inverse, an employee doing wrong by the employer. In order to enjoy this status and wealth, etc., there needs to be a certain level of risk that comes with it. And with hierarchy, there's generally associated a certain level of devotion or veneration towards the superiors, right? She thinks that's okay in theory, but you can't be looking towards these superiors as individuals or devotion towards the power that they exercise, so the money they have. Leaders should work as symbols, is the way she put it. So symbols of a combined mission of the organization that you're all a part of. So if you have a CEO of a company, this person should not deserve any more respect than a employee of the company. However, people can look up towards this individual and submit to their power as long as they're operating within the confines of this shared mission of the organization and bring to life the organization's morals, ethics that you've all supposedly sort of bought into or agreed upon. That's all I got. Cheers.